Hi guys, I'm Kels.
And I'm Lex, and this is From Wed to Men. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. And for all of you who don't know, Kels and I started From Wed to Men just to document our journeys as newly wed wives in long distance relationships as we complete our master's degree here at Hampton University in pursuit to becoming physicians. And for today, we would like to share with you guys some MCAT study tips that have been helping us so far.
Yeah. Don't fret, the MCAT is a huge exam, but we all can get through it. So We're gonna offer you all some tips that we've been using as this isn't our first time taking the MCAT. So we will be offering some tips for you all. The first one we have is content review.
Yes.
Content review is very helpful as you go through your studies so that you can get through your practice questions the right way. The content, for me personally, I was able to go through the AMC website and look at the content list to see everything that I needed to know, and I kind of went from there.
Yes, and for me, for content review, I really liked using different resources to help me. So unlike Kels, I've been out of undergrad since 2013. So content was actually a big part of my review, and I used the Kaplan MCAT study prep books. I've also used exam crackers. I personally have never used Princeton Review, but I've heard great things from that too. So I would just say finding whichever content resource that works best for you and really thoroughly using that to help you just kind of get an understanding of what the MCAT is going to cover.
All right. The second tip would be to create a study plan. So that also goes along with creating a test date, which I know we all don't want to do because as the months go by, it gets a little nerve-wracking. But if you have your date in mind and you have the time that you want to study, you can create a good plan for you to go through consistently and get those practice questions done and ace your exam.
Exactly. And maybe also writing out that test date. So I am a big person on affirmations, so I wrote my test date on the mirror because every day when you get dressed, you're obviously going to look in the mirror, and I happen to look at my MCAT date too, so it kind of puts a little fire into your butt to stick to that study schedule. So whatever it takes, but yeah, like Kel said, you want to make sure that you set that test date and you set a study schedule. Consistency is a major key for MCAT. Third tip is making sure that you simulate your test environment. So wherever you study best, preferably not your bed.
Right.
Don't think that's gonna work out for you. Kelsey and I found a local library that works really well for us. So because we are in a master's program, we have to balance that with school. But after our classes are over, we usually always meet at the same time at the library, and we're there for a good, 4 to 5 hours, or really whatever it takes for that day to cover a topic on our to-do list. So just making sure you're simulating that test environment. You want to be somewhere quiet where you can actually concentrate. For some people, they can study with music, some people can't, but you really just want to try to make it feel like test day as much as you can.
Right, because when that test date comes around, you don't want that your first test to be when you're just in a test-like environment, or this is your first time being in a quiet study area when you're actually taking the test. You want to have time before that so that when you do get the test and you're in those test-like conditions, it's the easy breeze and you're ready to go.
Tip number 4, you always want to practice. Like, how can you get better if you do not practice? So some people say, oh, do all of your content and then start practicing. I have taken the MCAT more than once, so I have tried that. It did not work for me. For me, it was, get all your content done, but don't use content as a safety net, because you can know every page word for word, but if you've never practiced an MCAT question, it's not going to help you. So start practicing early. So maybe do a diagnostic test or do some practice passages. Like you guys know, the MCAT is 7.5 hours. Yeah. So you really want to practice what, passage-based questions are.
Right. So one thing that I did learn the second time around was to do practice questions based off topics. So UWorld is a really good resource that we both use, and so when you do your content review, you are studying a certain topic, and then at the end of the day or at the end of the week, you can do practice questions based on that topic so that you can really understand that you know that information so that you can move on.
Sorry guys, we live in Virginia, so we're really close to the Air Force and the Navy base, and so that's our wonderful
background noise.
Right now. But yeah, so make sure you practice the questions as often as you can, and also do full lengths. I know nobody wants to spend their Saturday or Friday doing a 7.5-hour test, but trust me, you do not want the first time that you've ever done that to be on test day, because the MCAT is also stamina, so you want to build up that endurance. So last but not least, our 5th study tip is to take a break. Please take a break, okay? And I still tell myself this every day, Alexis, take a break, because I am a perfectionist and it is sometimes my downfall. You have to take a break. Literally, I have sat there and Kelsey or I, vice versa, have closed each other's notebook like, okay,
it's time to go.
Let's go for a walk. Let's get some coffee. Let's watch a movie, because you can't just sit there and just, you know, I don't know, give yourself all this information and not let it process. So, and don't feel bad to take a break.
Because there's been times where I'll be studying all day and then I'll get to a point where I'm just reading the same thing over and over and over again. I'm like, this isn't even going in through my head. Like, I'm sitting here wasting my time. So definitely take breaks so that you can reset and get it going.
Yes, and you'll feel so much better on your next day. So yeah, those are just 5 tips for from us right now of what's been helpful for us. If there's anything that you guys have questions about in any of those tips, please leave it in the comment section and we will get back to you. Also, if there's anything that you want us to go in a little bit more detail about specifically, because Kelsey and I, we do study in the same area, but we study differently. So if there's anything that you want to know about her study method or mine or whatever, just let us know in the comment section.
Let us know.
So thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.